All right, everybody. This is how we're going to start with Flowlab. So I'm going to assume you already have an account on Flowlab, and we're going to go through in this video how to create a new game, how to set game settings, and how to set the basic features of your level background color. So we'll start with a few things in this first video. So when you log into Flowlab, you'll see this new game button up here. Just give that a click, and then you're going to see the shell of what would be your new game. And as it loads, you're going to have an option to create a new game based on the Flowlab tutorial or create a game based on an empty project template. For the purposes of these videos, we're going to start fresh from scratch and use an empty project. So click on this empty project and then click OK. So this is the default Flowlab screen that has, it shows you all the size. So the Flowlab screen, just to kind of orient you to what you're seeing, every time I move my cursor, I'm seeing one pixel block, a 32 by 32 pixel block, which makes up the Flowlab environment. So this would be the size of the game screen as it's played, but we're going to make this a little bit bigger so that we just have more of an environment to move around in. So the first thing I want to do when I create my new game is go down here to where it says settings, and I'm going to click settings and zoom in just a little bit so we can see a little bit more of the details here. So the first thing I want to do is give my new game a name. So I'm going to call this Alley, whoops, can spell that right, Alley Cat Adventures. Let's see, I don't have my reading glasses on, folks. Can't see the screen. Okay, so the name is Alley Cat Adventures. We're going to keep the gravity for X and Y the same. Basically, this is the level of force applied along the X-axis and the Y-axis. The width of the screen, I'm going to make this wider. And I'm going to make it just a little bit taller as well. And actually, I'm going to widen that up a little bit more. So I'm going to click OK. We can leave the advanced settings alone for now. We'll get into those later on. All right, so this is the game environment. So the way that Flowlab works is you're inside your game now, and if you want to toggle between editing and playing your game, you can just press the escape key. So see, this gets me to my game, which you can see right now is not very interesting because I have no background and no sprites and no collisions or any action happening, but we're going to get to that in a minute. So for now, I just have the name of my game, who played it, who created it, that's me, Mrs. Brune, and nobody's played it so far. So if I want to go back to editing my game, I can either click this button here or just press the escape key again. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do after we set our basic game settings is start to give some life to this game. So if you scroll down to the bottom here, I just want to show you the tools we have available. There's the play button, which allows you to remain or to go back out to that screen we just saw where you can play your actual game. Any of the sprites that you've added to your game will appear in your library so that you can just go into your library and drag them out onto the play area if you want to add sprites or other game elements. Game levels, what you're seeing on the screen right now is the game level 1, but you can add levels and layers within a level and then the various settings screen that we just saw. So right now let's take a look at the layers. So right now what you're seeing is the game world. So when you start using Flowlab, you're automatically defaulting to display the game world. This means that anything you place in this level, in this layer rather, will be playable. Should be a sprite that you can apply behavior to, and you can have move and have physics applied to it, have things be able to interact with it. Things that are on the user interface level are things like that you might talk to, but that don't have that don't move necessarily, for things like health bars, the score, anything that you want to remain on the screen and not scroll throughout the game during play, put those elements on the user interface layer. And the background layer, this is a background layer. It could be an image, it could be just a color, it could be something, if you wanted to have a scene with clouds going by, clouds may go on that background image. As we're going to set up in a minute in the next video when we create our first sprite, we can set up the background to do what's called parallax scrolling, to scroll like a 2D platformer game. So when we do that, anything that you put in this background layer will repeat as your character moves across the screen. So for now, I'm going to click background, and I'm going to click here and give a color. So right now the default is white, and say we want to have kind of a sky, maybe a dark sort of, our alley cat adventures, cats come out at night. Maybe we're going to have sort of like a twilight sky. Let's go. I think that's it. There we go. So alley cat adventures. All right, I'm going to say okay to that. And now let's go back to our game world. All right, so we've shown how to create a new game, how to set the game settings, and how to apply a color to the background layer. In the next video, I'll talk about how to add your first sprite and build out your level environment, and how to add some custom elements to the game user interface. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.